Hello and welcome back to Cars of Glasgow, and today I've got an exciting video for you guys. I'm going to be introducing a new car onto the channel. A new car has entered the fold. The Lexus CT200H that was with us is gone, and I've replaced it with something that many of you are going to question sanity because it's maybe not the most reliable car, maybe not the most reliable brand, but in our opinion, in my opinion, it's a little bit more luxurious than what we had and replaced. Doesn't get the same MPG, but it's a load more gadgets, and maybe Britishness is rubbing off on me. It's my first British car that's going to be owned and ran on the channel. And without further ado, here it is. And of course we have the Jaguar XJ, internal chassis or code, it's known as the X351. So that ran from like 2010 to I think 2019. This particular model is Portfolio, and I'll get a full review out to you guys once I've kind of got into the car. This is typical Scottish weather. It's sunny, we've got sheep over there, and I have sleet or ice hitting the car. Anyway, we've got the new, well, the current kind of Jaguar design language on the front, big grille up front. I do quite like this kind of champagne colour. It's just got huge presence. It's over 5 metres in length, so it's kind of like the first limo as well. I really like this design feature of having this kind of blade saying Jaguar on the side. It really breaks up the kind of size of the car, especially the front fender. We've got 20-inch alloy wheels up, well, all round really, isn't it, up front. If we quick look at the back, we've got power boot, which I know it's not really a must, but it's nice. Already got shopping bag. I had enough cars to know we're going to have tyre inflator. I do like the fact you've got these little metal bars in the boot. And as you can see now, we're getting pounded with the hailstones. Power close, and would you believe we're getting... We're doing make this up. We're just going to have to live with this getting pelted by climate change in Scotland. So, in the back, some of that 5 metre length is going into the rear passenger seat. We do have heat and cooled seats in the back, which is decent for zone climate control, kind of airplane style map pockets that are lined with fuzzy stuff. An ashtray in the back, which feels quite retro. Everything's all kind of covered in leather, which is really plush. And the wood, and we've got the leather dash. And I do like the fact we've got the piping and debossed, I believe that's embossed, sorry, Jaguar logo into the headrests. The two-tone pipe, the piping or the grey with the two-tone kind of seats, kind of break it up a bit. Doesn't have any soft close or anything. We'll go ahead and jump inside the front. We've got Jaguar on the sill, Jaguar on the mats. I think they're 14-way electrically adjustable. These seats do pretty much anything you want. I've never had a car that's got so much adjustability, but yeah, pretty much every way you want. And here's inside the cabin. I think it looks pretty fresh and modern even in 2022. Low battery key popping up, but yeah, so we've just picked it up with like just over 40,000 miles. We've driven it quite a bit, and we were just below 43 at time of filming. Big digital dash, it's nice and cool, touchscreen, which it's alright, it's not been glitchy or anything so far, but I have read that in the forums. We do have the dual pane sunroof, Alcantara, or kind of suede headlining, which is a nice kind of premium feel. Everything in the car feels just very luxurious. So I'll do a quick drive of the car, so I'll get a full review once I've managed to get kind of in bed and settle in with the car. But I just want to give you an introduction to XJ Live. So, kind of first car that we've had that's over 5 metres in length. Believe it or not, you can get a long wheelbase XJ, which is I think 125mm longer, which all that goes into the back. So the model that we have here today is a X351 3-litre diesel Portfolio, so that means it's a turbocharged 3-litre unit that can shift in about 0 to 60 in about 6.5 seconds, whilst real world averaging about 40 miles to a gallon, so that's pretty decent for a car this size. We just taxed the car and I think it was £290, so it's actually cheaper to tax than the SE430, which is I think £350, waiting for the next tax to come through, which is like 20 days or something like that. The beginning of May it's due, but it's a whole, basically another 50 or 60 pound more than this. But for this era car, actually the hybrid's probably the cheapest thing. You can get free road tax, but the Lexus IS hybrid's £10 to tax. But this car does a good blend of everything. It drives really well. It turns on, it's rear wheel drive. Anybody who's curious about that kind of stuff. So I will get a full review out. But yeah, it does drive really well. This is the first kind of exposure to a Jaguar, which I don't know if it's the best to jump into, but it's got the 6-speed automatic gearbox. The later ones had the 8-speed. But it's great fun, like it's pretty well insulated from the road. Once you're in gear, you're good to go. So cost when new, these XJs, especially in portfolio trim, are about £70,000 with some options on them. I think they were high 60s. For anybody's unaware, when the first XJ came out, when this XJ came out, there was a premium. So there was a luxury that was the base model, and then premium luxury was kind of mid. They gave you things like the leather dashboard, the sunroof, upgraded sound system, and then you got this, which is the portfolio that gave you pretty much all the toys as standard. So you had things like your heated and cooled seats, front and rear, 4-zone climate control. We've got a television in here. We've got the 1200 watt Bowers and Wilkinson sound system. All this wood did come standard, and I've seen in the forums that this is real wood veneer. We've got the kind of suede headlining. Again, everything just giving that kind of real premium feel in this car. And it rivals cars such as your Audi A8, Mercedes-Benz S-Class, Lexus LS, and anybody who's shouting through the YouTube watching this saying, why do you not go for another Lexus, like going for the LS? The LS is really uncommon here in the UK. I'm trying to find one of this vintage. They're all pretty much the 460 V8s, which with the price of fuel right now, we're not going to go there. And the hybrids, I think the 500H, I think there was 2 up for sale that were still well above 50 grand. And then there was a 600H with the kind of older model that was like 15, 16 for like a 2010. So these can be found for just under the 20 grand with low mileage, pretty high spec. I think you can get, I've seen base model like luxury ones with mega miles, like 140 odd thousand miles for £9,000 or £10,000. But it's, Matt from High Peak Autos would always say is get the kind of youngest and best looked after car you can afford. You don't want to be spending all your money in maintenance. Again, trying to keep that on the road, so definitely try and look out for a low mileage one. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys this Jaguar. I said I will get a full review out to you all to see what the car's like in depth once I've had a kind of more grasp or a feel of the car. But as it stands, we're enjoying this, and we can see the weather today. It's all over the place, but it's Scottish time in April, Scottish weather in April, where we've got sun, rain, sleet and snow all at once. So as always, thanks very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and yeah, make sure you check me out on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram at Cars of Glasgow. Ciao. Also like the fact you can lock the car from front and back doors. Pretty cool.